Welcome to Streetwise Live SAP, a podcast for the SAP community and IT leaders who want to control their roadmap, own their future, and make a significant impact for their organization, their teams, and their business partners. Streetwise Live SAP is a production of Rimini Street, the leading independent provider of unified global support and services for enterprise software. And now, today's episode.
Welcome to Streetwise Live SAP. I'm Scott Hayes.
And I'm Luis Mariotto.
Let's get right to it. There are market forces driving tens of thousands of SAP customers to at least consider migrating to S/4HANA, to the cloud, and possibly to the Rise with SAP program. Now, much of this frenzy has been stirred up by SAP's 2025 and 2027 end of support dates.
In episode 1, we covered those dates in detail and offered an alternative to get Rimini Street's full support on existing versions for at least 15 years from the time of contracting.
Exactly. And our advice was to buy time, save money, and defer migration until a later date. Now today we're going to look at another reason why that's a prudent strategy, the SAP talent gap. Now, many companies are planning to migrate their SAP solution between now and the end of 2027 to stay fully supported by SAP and avoid paying extra for extended maintenance from SAP. Now, that's putting enormous pressure on the market for SAP consultants, particularly those that have expertise with both ECC and S/4HANA. Now, this is not just a matter of finding skilled resources. There are actually 4 challenges here. Companies must be able to find talent, attract talent, afford talent, and retain talent. Now, if you expect to do a migration project in the next few years and deliver on time and on budget, you must be able to do all 4 of these things well. So let's start with finding talent. It's not going to be easy. In fact, 92% of organizations that have yet to move to S/4HANA are concerned that a lack of available resources and skills will slow their migration. That's from a 2022 survey. I would be even more concerned about it now. And once you find the exact talent you're looking for, you must be able to attract them to your company and to your project. It's going to be a seller's market here, with top consultants having the opportunity to choose between several companies. You must demonstrate that your company culture is very strong for outside consultants and that you'll provide them with the tools and teams and leadership to deliver. Now, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into the afford question in a second. So let me jump to retain talent. There will likely be thousands of migrations going on and most with similar deadlines, right, to finish before the SAP mainstream maintenance ends. You could find yourself in a situation where you have 6 to 12 months to go and your top SAP talent gets recruited away by another company that's desperate to meet their go-live date and has very deep pockets and pressure to deliver. They might make an offer to your consultants that's too good to refuse. But before I cover the affordability angle, I want to get some insight from you, Luis. I mean, you were at SAP for 15 years, and then you ran the SAP support team here at Rimini Street for several years. Can you talk about the kinds of people who do well with SAP consulting and what companies should ask to make sure they're getting the expertise and experience that they're going to need?
Sure. SAP is without a doubt one of the most capable and complex software packages on the planet. People who learn it at a deep level can make a great career using that knowledge. Some of those work for SAP, others work for the big system integrators, and some for smaller consulting firms. Still others have hung out their shingle as an independent consultants. The good ones had a string of successful projects and backlog of companies wanting for their services.
Absolutely. So those are important things to explore when you're talking to potential consultants for your project. And that brings us back to the demand is greater than supply equation. In our first economics class, right, we all learned that when demand outpaces supply, prices go up. Now let's take a look. A study showed that 46% of SAP consultants have hands-on experience with S/4HANA. Only 46%. That cuts the talent pool by more than half. Those who have S/4HANA experience also want more money for it. 54% of those say that they want a 10% increase for S/4HANA experience, and 18% want more than a 20% premium.
Exactly. Even the CEO of the Americas User Group gave this cautionary statement. We are going to feel the pinch of that skill gap. My word of caution is, as you think about moving to S/4HANA, if you have not already, the ability for you to plan that migration may hit some turbulence related to skill gaps with your external partners. That's something that you absolutely positively should consider.
Yeah, a fair caution as well. All right, Luis, it's time for the bottom line.
So let's net this out. 1. Switch to third-party support now. This buys you time. It takes the pressure of having to do a migration while everyone else is competing for the best resource. It can also save you a lot of money. Number 2, if you later decide to migrate, find the most experienced consultant you can. They will be worth the extra cost. And 3, retain consultant with contract and culture. You hire them to do a job, to do it to completion. Happiness at the work comes from a combination of purpose, culture, and reward. Consultants are not different. Leaders need to draw them into the vision and the family. The goal would be for a great contractor to say, why would I leave the jobs not done? We have a goal, we have a timeline. We are going to celebrate a great success, and that will propel me my next great project.
Absolutely. All right, good. Thank you, Luis. Hey, for additional information on this topic, check the show notes for those links. And thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for a preview of our next episode. In our next episode, we'll take a look at year-over-year SAP S/4HANA adoption rates. Spoiler alert, it's falling. In the first half of 2024, it was about 30% off of what it was in 2023. What's happening? What are SAP customers thinking now? Luis and I will share some insights and theories. And as always, we'll net it out with the bottom line. You won't want to miss it. We'll see you there.
Check out additional episodes at riministreet.com/SAP Live.